there is something that he has done and is legitimately lost, and that is your freedom as an individual human being to be free, to do your own thinking, to be your own person. That is lost. You have been taken over and you don't even know it. And he said that the reason why? Cause and effect. The people who are behind the scenes of government in this country, their greatest enemy is you.
Don't know what you're doing, don't know what you're thinking, stick to watching TV, then they'll just ignore you, leave you alone.
I think at one time or another we've all questioned as to whether all that we see and are experiencing in our world has some sort of a rational plan behind it. Because we understand now that both the Republican and the Democratic Party in our country are basically run by the same people. The same money finances both sides. We now know, of course, through the work of many historians who have spent their life working on research that show us that both sides of world conflicts have always been financed by the same people.
Question what you see, it's not reality. Question what you see and what you're told. You're dumbed down by TV, so full of apathy. Question everything and use your mind. Question what you see, it's not reality. Question what you see and what you're told. You're dumbed down by TV and full of apathy. Question everything and use your mind.
To do your own thinking, to be your own person, that is lost. You have been taken over and you don't even know it. And he said that the reason why is because you don't read, you don't think, you want to be entertained by Bugs Bunny, Big Top Pee-wee. All you want is your recapable tires, like he says, and all of your creature comforts, and you don't want to put yourself out, and so consequently, you have not defended your freedoms, and if you don't defend your freedoms and your rights, you don't have it. That's the cause and effect. Cause and effect.
Worldwide fraternal organization that is powerful enough, old enough, and wise enough to operate behind all governments in the world, behind fraternal institutions, monetary systems in the world, and yes, they are in fact connected.
Welcome to the third episode of The Echo on TV. Thank you so much for following up our show. Tonight I have wonderful guests here. Carl is the new guest on my show. This is the first time that Carl appears on this show, The Echo on TV. Hi, how are you?
All right.
Thank you so
Looking
much
forward
for
to being
coming.
here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And as you know, Jim, my good friend, also is here as usual. Thank you so much, Jim, for appearing on this show again.
I always learn things from you, Q.
Oh no, I try to learn from you guys, and all I can do is learning. Carl, by the way, I just wanted to ask you that what do you feel about the whole concept of, because you talk about the Iraq, what do you feel about the possible attack on Iran by Israel?
I think it's insane. I think people should know that Iran, they also signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and they are entitled by law to have nuclear power. They are entitled to pursue it for energy purposes. And the other countries around the world that have nuclear weapons, like the US, France, England, Pakistan, India, and Israel, I don't see how they can actually say you can't have any kind of nuclear energy while we have these weapons that can destroy the entire world. It makes no sense to me.
Well, you remember Bolton, the U.S. ambassador during the Bush administration, went on Fox News and warned that if Israel did not conduct a bombing raid against Iran's nuclear energy program within a few days, the window of opportunity would be lost. I don't know what kind of opportunity is he talking about. And Bolton made his comment following a report last week that Russia will begin loading nuclear fuel at Iran's Bushehr reactor on July 21.
This past July 21.
Yes, it's definitely passed. But then again, it says once those fuel rods are very close to the reactor, certainly once they are in the reactor, attacking it means a release of radiation, no question about it. The Associated reports Bolton as saying today, so if Israel is going to do anything against Bushehr, it has to move in the next 8 days.
And I believe you updated that to like 4 days now.
Yes, definitely. It's very funny because it's not actually funny because it's kind of dangerous what he's talking about, but very interesting. He's talking about all these things. He's talking about the warnings that Iran is going to blow up the whole universe, and we need to do something. We just had this program about what they told us about Iraq, what kind of lies they spoon-fed us about Iraq and Saddam Hussein and weapons of mass destruction. The same thing is going to repeat itself in form of the new problem. But you are going to be very surprised to find out, what if I tell you that actually the USA, America, was financing Iran's nuclear program at Bush's administration, at the time of Bush.
They were. I know they were financing under the Shah. And
No, I'm not talking about Shahs.
Right.
I'm talking about a few years ago, at the time of Bush Jr., the dumber one, and I call him Dumb and Dumber. But he actually financed Russian scientists to build the Bushehr.
Okay.
The same thing that this guy is talking, Bolton is talking about. I don't know, Sam, do we have the clip ready? Lou Dobbs, America is financing Iran's nuclear programs? All right.
I suspect you're not going to believe, at least at the outset, a startling new twist in Iran's ambition to develop nuclear power and weaponry. Unbelievably, the U.S. government has been funding a Russian institute that is working closely with Iran on nuclear projects. Another clear failure of the American government to protect our national security, and it is absolutely another statement as to the incompetence of our State Department and our foreign policy. Kitty Pilgrim.